Hey guys, I'm Amy Satori. In case you're new, I'm an intuitive spiritual teacher and healer. So basically what I do is on these Q&As, basically what I do is you send in a question to my PayPal link, which is always along with the instructions beneath these videos. Even when I'm live, I put it underneath the video in the description, or I try to remember to. And my PayPal link has changed, by the way. It's www.paypal.me/awakening with Amy. But again, it's down beneath this video in the description of the video. So don't worry about writing it down. You can write it down later or go look at it later. And I try to have all this information underneath all of my videos, just so you guys don't have to worry about, well, what do I do? Well, it's all there. And it's explained on my website under my services as well. Please follow the instructions very carefully. Some of you get excited and, and you end up just sending me a payment without your question. And then I have to go search for it. And that's really a pain. So please make sure that you send the money. Do not request the money. That means you're requesting me to send you money. So you want to send the money. So click on the send button, not the request. And then you make sure that you put your question or your questions, because it's $22 per question. So you would, no matter how many questions you ask, usually it's up to, 1 to 4 per person. But, submit your question or your questions in the notes section of your payment when you pay. Okay. That makes it really easy. I also read your initials, your PayPal initials. So don't give me any other name to go by. Don't give me any other initials to go by. I just go by your PayPal name. Okay, first and last name. If you have 4 or 5 names, some of you do, I try to figure out the 2 letters that really stand out to me as, like, I don't use of or the, so I'll use more prominent number of letters of some of your names. So if you have 4 or 5 names in there, like, I don't know, Ask Angels Oracle Lady or something like that, I would probably do Ask Angels. I would probably do AA, for example, or, something like that. So look, be resourceful or be not even resourceful, but just be thorough. If you think I didn't get your question, make sure that you look in the timestamps underneath these videos when they come out, so that you can, that's what you get for having 4 or 5 names. Okay. You got to look and see which initials I used. You got to figure it out. So, and if my admins or my moderators happen to know, what it's under, you could always let them know your PayPal name. Always do not give them, if your real name is different than your PayPal name, always give them your PayPal name. That's my only way to find you. Okay. Don't give them any other kind of name. All right. These are just some quick updates. So I figure out 2 prominent initials to use from your PayPal name that you submit the payment with, period. Okay. All right. Now, once I'm in there, once I click on it and go to listen to read your question for the video, which is usually live, but this week it's being recorded because I've got something to do on Monday. So if you want to put like a certain part and you want it private, you can always say, please don't read this part aloud. And then I'll read some of it. And then, I'm very careful to protect your privacy. Even if you go ahead and put their name, I probably will say blank or something like that. So, yeah. So that's how that works. And you can always ask the moderators. They're very, very helpful. Ask them, anything you'd like. Okay. So, what else? Yeah. So in this video, I'm going to reference that people, some of you just go straight for your timestamp, which is really kind of sad, because the very beginnings of each of these Q&As have a lot of really great updates. Some of you are just like chomping at the bit to get some MedBed readings, which they're not available yet. But as soon as they become available, I'm going to announce it on the beginning of one of these. And you're going to miss out if you're not watching the beginnings of these Q&As, okay? This is when the updates happen, and on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram if you're not already, if you really want to, be the first to have the opportunity. Also, I've been selling the World Truth cards as a package with a reading for a little bit to kind of slow down the number of orders that we're going through. It was just coming at me so fast. I had to just stop it for a minute. I might start offering them individually again. So again, I will announce it in the beginning of these videos. So if you guys have friends that are watching these, please help me reiterate to them to please, watch the beginning of these videos for the latest updates. Okay. Having said that, I'm an intuitive spiritual teacher and a healer, like I said. But what people tend to come to me with, the types of questions they come to me with, are basically if they're facing anything in their life that they're uncertain about, and they just need confirmation. A lot of times you guys know the answer already, but I just help you feel more confident in it. It's good for you to listen to your own intuition and have it confirmed if you need it. So I can talk to your pet. I can talk to inanimate objects. I talk to fairies, leprechauns, unicorns, or anything that you can possibly imagine in the other realm. They all do exist. I speak light language. It's part of my healing. I also do Qigong. And yeah, so if you have anything major going on in your life, or a project that you're working on, or you want to know what someone's thinking of you, or you want to talk to, if you want to find out, I deal with true love a lot. So if you want to watch about true love, go to my playlist called About True Love, and then look up the video called The Different Types of True Love. That video will explain a lot of the terminology that I use, like divine masculine, divine feminine, things like that. So, and maybe before you start submitting questions, you can watch that video and just kind of get some, get the lingo going. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you have a physical ailment, then I'll look at that for you. But anything at all, anything you're nervous about, concerned about, even stuff going on in the world, and whether your investments are safe, or, that kind of, obviously I'm not liable for any of this. This is for entertainment purposes only. So, I'm going to tell you what I feel Spirit is telling me, and that's as simple as it is. All right. I guess that's it. So I am going to go through and take a look at the people who've sent their payments already on PayPal. So the way that works is you guys go ahead and send in your payments anytime to, again, www.paypal.me/awakeningwithamy. So you send in your payment, or you send in your question with your payment in the payment section, or in the note section when you send it in. So a lot of people have already sent in their questions from the last live. And if you don't make it on one Q&A, then you'll make it to the next one. If you feel like I didn't get to your question the last time, screenshot your question with your PayPal name, or just tell me as much information as you can about the transaction. Don't give me a transaction ID and all that stuff, but just your name is what I need, and your question. If I have your question and your name, then what I can do is just screenshot it, and I'll make sure that it makes it into the next live if I missed you. But please, I beg of you, make sure that you look in the description of the video under any combination of 2 initials of your first and your last name. If it's just 2 names, I'm just going to always do it in order, okay? But if you have, like, again, 4 or 5 names, pick a combination of the 2 letters, okay? Don't go by any other name, just your PayPal name, because some of you do some crazy things and you've got a million different names. So however you submitted your payment, let me know, or let the moderators know what your PayPal name was, okay? And that way I'll be able to find you. Again, I can't find you if I just have your initials. I can't find you. That's not going to help. So PayPal name, full PayPal name, and then I'll be able to find it. Okay, but please search very thoroughly. I can't tell you how many people have said, you didn't make my question to get my question, and I totally did. So don't do that to me. Don't waste my time, please. Okay. All right, so we're going to go in here. And we're going to begin with KK. All right, KK asks, hi. I paid for 2 questions. Number 1, I already answered that one. I already answered number 1 for her, so I'm going to do number 2. For some reason, we got cut off in the last slide from me answering her number 2. Should I move our retirement funds out of IRAs, or will they be okay? I just got okay, but let me just see. Where are they? Should she move the IRAs? Should she move the IRAs? Should you move the IRAs? You know, it's a faded yes. I guess it depends on which IRAs or which. Well, I mean, I think metals are good. Metals, if you've invested in metals, that's good. Honestly, I don't feel very safe about the stock market. I mean, some people have said that it'll come back up again, but all right, okay. Let me confirm it with a card, because I just don't. I mean, that's a big deal. So, should she move it out of the IRA? Should she take it out of the IRA? Should she take it out of the IRA? God, I really don't get a clear yes, but it's more a yes than a neutral too. So let's see. Oh. They're kind of insinuating here. So we have 3 of Swords, which is broken heart. But then we have Queen of Wands and Death. So the broken heart turning into a brand new beginning. And then over here, we've got the Sun, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Fool. So getting unstuck, healing, and a fresh, clean slate. So can I get a clear yes or no as to whether she should move the money, please? They're saying listen to your intuition. Get out of fear and walk away from fear. I think it might be a yes, because you've got an Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords. So, I mean, I don't know what your penalty would be in doing that, but I don't know. I don't feel good about the stock market right now. I would get out of there, but I think what's going on is I think you'll be okay if you keep it in there, but I think you're going to maybe piss your pants a minute. You know, I think you'll think that it's gone and you might panic a bit. So they're like telling you, if you really want to avoid the panic, get it out of there. You know, if you don't mind the panic and you're just like, okay, well, let's just see what happens. I feel like it would pop back up again. The money would somehow come back. So if you want to take the chance, then keep it in there. But I think it's more of a risk to keep it in there than to take it out. Okay. Okay, what else? Okay. Yeah, This is not quite concluded and could grow increasingly uncomfortable before it resolves. That's kind of confirming that. Stay positive to manifest the best timeline. So I think they're saying it just could get very uncomfortable. Don't overthink it. If it's worrying you that much, get it the heck out of there. Okay. JL. Okay. Lupita is sending lots of love. Thank you. Lots of love back. Can you do a mini med bed for me and my person? Yeah. Hamana tensa se shihina hakensa. Shipempo mahana natela. Hela kinsa se shinsa sen. So she's dealing with some masculine shadow work right now, insecurity, feeling like you've got to be almost perfect or something in order to not be incredibly nervous. Hang on a minute. I just said, just share from your heart. And, you know, the masculines, that terrifies them. That puts them in a vulnerable place, because anytime they've shared their heart with someone before, it's been like a bad experience, most of them. It's, I don't know. It's like, so she's just very nervous about just, you know, like, how do I do that even? How do I share from the heart? Like, what do you mean? I told her, first, you just have to breathe and drop your shoulders and just relax. And then just say what you mean. Just say what you mean to say. So whatever you would tell a friend, tell the person that you're talking to. So one good way to kind of practice, I guess, would be maybe talk into a tape recorder. Talk into a tape recorder and just act like you're talking to a friend. You know, use your recording device, your voice memo or whatever, and just say, you know, I'm so frustrated because this, that, and the other thing, and I just can't say it quite like I want. But I would say blah, blah, blah. And I just want to tell them that this, that, and the other thing. It's like whatever you say on the recorder is what you need to convey to your person. So, you know, a lot of masculines really haven't had a lot of practice in being totally, totally transparent. So it can be hard, but just whatever you're thinking, stop putting it through that filter of thinking it, editing it, filtering it, and then saying it. Instead, say what's on your mind. I feel very uncomfortable right now. I feel very frustrated that it hasn't worked out the way that I would want. I feel really put on the spot right now. I feel like running right now. You know, I feel like I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. Just say what's happening to you and say what's going on in your mind, and it should help. But she's like very, very afraid of judgment, because she judges herself very, very harshly for the way things have gone, and for lying to you pretty much. So she's like, I'm just scared to death to get the same judgment that I've given myself, but from her. So, okay. So this is where the masculines have to really forgive themselves, because their divine feminines love them unconditionally. Doesn't matter what's even happened. It's like, drop the end result of you guys even having to be together. Just make the objective to heal, to have it out, to get honest, and to resolve it. And do not expect it to work out. Don't expect you guys to be able to have a relationship. That, just take that pressure off. And then just be really present when you're there, and breathe and state your truth and say the truth. This is your time to actually make a confession. Now, having said that, it's like the divine feminines, they're very mature. They're also very intuitive, and they're very soft, and they're very much in their heart space, most divine feminines anyway. So when you go to talk to them, it's going to be different than anybody else you've ever talked to. So this person, loves you so much that they're really going to hear you out. They might be upset. If you start to see them get upset, then just be completely honest. Do not do anything to try to save the relationship. Swear to God, guys. The most refreshing thing that you could possibly do for your divine feminines is tell the truth. No matter what, just tell the absolute and total truth. Because if you don't, it's the one thing the divine feminines have not gotten a lot of in their life. They're pretty much the only one who tells the truth in their life, okay? So if they can find somebody who actually is honest with them, it'll mean the world. So above anything, do that. And because also, if you get involved in the relationship and you're a ways down the road, months or years or whatever, and then you hear somebody else say something that's contradictory to what you said, it's really gonna put it's gonna divide you guys big time, and it's gonna make your person not trust you, and then you're gonna have to rebuild that trust and all that kind of stuff. So just be honest. Just be honest. Even if you lose the relationship, it's better to lose the relationship by being honest. And it has a much better possibility of repairing if you're honest than if you try to make something up, or if you try to make it look better than it is. It's time to start over. It's time to turn a new leaf, start a whole new life, and be just completely and totally yourself and be honest. And that's all that's required. And that is the only thing that can fix this. Whatever's happened between you guys, you just have to be honest. No matter how brutal it is, no matter how bad you think it is, or how bad it's going to sound, none of it. Just ask them to listen to you and to thoroughly hear you out. And then your objective, once you have said everything you need to say, your objective would then be to try to understand what they say in response to you. Just purely understand. Just be a good listener and validate their feelings, and don't make it about you, because stuff's going to come up that's going to need healing. You guys are going to trigger each other. So, so just listen and care and validate. Do not argue your position. Don't argue why it was a good thing that you did that. None of that. Don't get defensive. If you can, just focus on caring about their feelings. If you have to apologize a million times, do it. It's time to drop the ego. I'm sorry. I can see where it appeared that way. Absolutely. That would have really just put me into a rage too. I can't believe I treated you that way. Or I can't believe it looked like I treated you that way, even if it wasn't true. Wow, that must have really hurt. Holy cow. Really? Oh, man. If I had known, and I'm sorry I didn't listen to you, and I'm sorry I blocked you out, and I can't, just really feel for them, really, really care, and really validate them. If somebody feels validated and you speak the truth to them, I guarantee you their guard is going to come right down. And they'll probably, most likely, 98% chance, they are going to give you a second chance. They're going to really listen, unless they started seeing somebody else that they feel safer with. It's all about feeling safe, because you're not going to take a chance on somebody. For the feminists, they're not going to take a chance on somebody they feel are going to screw them over somehow, cheat on them, or any of the, go back to blocking them or go back to not talking to them. That was the worst thing you guys could have done, but you guys all do it. So, but once you open communication up, try to be more consistent, try to, Even if you're just incredibly nervous, then say I'm incredibly nervous. Or, boy, this is moving really fast. Say that. This is moving really fast and it scares me. So just speak your truth always, but keep talking to the person and letting them know what's going on. Be like, I still have something going on with someone else I'm trying to wrap up and get out of right now. So just please give me some space and I'll call you when I feel like that's totally cleared. And if it doesn't clear and I stay stuck in it, I'll let you know that too. So you're not hanging on wondering what the heck's going on. I just will not ghost you. I will tell you what's going on if you ask. Have your heart on your sleeve and be willing to answer anything that they ask you. Be a completely open book as best you can, but keep the communication going. No matter how scared you are, you just have to say where you're coming from. That's all your divine feminine wants. For the masculines are like, they're a whole other thing. But masculines won't get involved in a relationship if they feel that they're already going to fail from the start. So if you make them feel like it's impossible to please you, if you make them feel like there's no way to overcome this, then they're going to believe you, and they're going to be like, well, all right, I've already failed. Or if you're just like, nope, that doesn't work. Nope, that's not good enough for what most feminines are not like that anyway. But, if the masculines somehow get the idea that they're going to fail before they've even tried, they're not going to do it and they're not going to stick with it and they'll probably sabotage themselves. So always leave the opportunity for growth and for open communication and have an open mind and be willing to hear them out. Otherwise, you will lose them to their fear of failure, Okay, that was a very, very long, one, but let me just make sure you guys are covered there. Hama natain sa shiike na ha mama na taike he elaan. Chenche he san se he e pamaan. She feels better. Yeah, she feels a lot better. Okay. M-O. Hi, Amy. Just wanted to know if the investment my friends and I made will pay off favorably. I just got a yes. Let me see what the cards say. Interesting. They said 80% return on investment for some reason. And then you got the 9 of Pentacles, but look at all the coins in it. You may have to hoof it. You may have to do a lot of groundwork or get off the horse and walk it yourself for a bit. But they're saying don't worry because the worry is not helping. So use affirmations. Use affirmations to get past the illusion of it not working out. Don't let it burden you. Ignore the nagging voice that's telling you you're going to fail kind of thing. Use affirmations. Thank you, God, that I feel like I've won the lottery in every area of my life. And I feel so completely loved and supported. And I love how everything always works out so incredible for me. It's so amazing how all these incredible solutions have come forward and all the right people have pulled together to make this thing happen. And I'm so excited. It's starting to really prosper and grow and be incredible. And then you got the success card. So be already painting a picture in your mind using affirmations and visualizations of you being that successful, and you will be. We are master manifestors right now. So keep that in mind. Be in that opinion of the flow of feeling like I am the master of my reality. I create whatever I put my mind to, whatever I put my words to. You are grounded and mature, and you can make anything happen. You can turn anything to gold. It's the end of a difficult period. So it's time to look at things differently. All right? Okay. MM. Oh yeah, she didn't give me her question. Let me just check email. Oh, here we go. Yay, that turned out. She's actually answered me. I had to email her because she didn't put her note in the payment. So that's what happens is I have to go looking for it. And then it ties up everybody's time. In this case, it worked out great. All right. I sold my house a couple of years ago and I'm just renting right now. I'm looking for a space I can buy, preferably with a little land, hoping I have enough money so I can gather people to my spiritual teachings. I am a yoga and Tai Chi teacher, also teach Qigong, awesome. Also qualified crystal practitioner, plus sound healing, that's awesome. But I work at present in 9 health clubs, very impersonal. It's always a rush. So this be great, any sort of timeline to when I am being active and looking. You're such a great help. Love your laugh. It's infectious. Keep up your amazing spirit. Lots of love. So she's working at all these different clubs, running around. Any sort of timeline as to when I find I am being active and looking. Okay. I'm not sure what her question is. She sold her house. She's renting. She's looking for a space to buy land where she can have her retreat. I guess maybe she's asking for the timeline for when she's going to be able to get the house and stuff. But I feel that this is not a time to be buying real estate. I feel like you want to buy real estate a little later. I feel like, hang on, prices will go down later. Prices will go down in even 8 months to a year, it feels like. So I would just wait, keep renting for a bit. Plus, you might get rewarded in all of this craziness that's been going on in the world. There are many different ways that we're getting paid back for what's happened to us. So, so it feels like just hold out because you might get more money. You might get a better house, bigger property or whatever. So let a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world work itself out before you go buying a house, I would. But having said that, if I were to pick a timeline, I would say like probably 8 months-ish. Yeah, something like that. Okay. All right. TC. My question is for my husband. He works for, a certain company. It's an electrical company. They too are wanting employees to get the shot. Lots of guys on their own hired an attorney to represent them, saying this is unconstitutional. Awesome. Time will tell. Can Spirit tell us, will he be able to keep his job or will he be forced to move? Or will we be forced to move? Okay, definitely jump on that class action lawsuit. I just said that in my Great Awakening video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely watch that. And at the beginning, I say that make sure that you get it in writing that they're firing you because you wouldn't cooperate getting the shot. I do feel like these lawsuits are going to be successful. So will he be able to keep his job? Will he be able to keep his job? I just got a yes. Oh, but they said stand firm. He needs to get an exemption or, it depends on which way he wants to go, I guess. But if they really try to push the issue and they won't listen to his exemption, then make sure that he gets it in writing that that's why it happened. Otherwise, it does actually, I get that he'll be able to, maybe he'll stand firm and get in on that lawsuit. And then they're like, okay, well, you can keep it, like they don't want to get in any kind of trouble kind of thing. Maybe they do it to avoid trouble. They want to keep him. It actually feels positive though. Like they really like him. And it's like, I feel like he could even get them thinking about what they're doing. Like this isn't the best idea. This is unconstitutional and it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So it feels like he could actually make a difference if he could have the right delivery. He could actually get them to not give in to this. He could encourage them to let everyone have their own, say in whether they do it or not. So, so whichever way he wants to go with that, he could. I don't think you're going to have to move. I don't know why, but it doesn't look like you're going to have to move. It looks like he figures out a way to either convince them to change their ways or convince them to, to let him keep his job. So it looks like it's going to work out. Okay, EA. Hi, Amy. I'm an Aries too. Okay, so she said something is private. Okay. I think just when she said her birthday is. And I'm 1 day away from you. 1 day away. Okay, so number one. It is just one. Okay. She's wanting me to do a mini med bed treatment on her. She's telling me why, and it's just a little bit private. It's not from the reason that you think. Oh, okay. 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 Dang it. I didn't catch it. One of the best things I know to take for that is red pine oil. So I would find a company that does that. I mean, yeah, red pine oil is it's really strong. They say even possibly stronger than oregano oil. So, but make sure you're taking probiotics at the opposite hour, at the opposite. If you take it in the morning, then take a probiotic at night, vice versa. So, Hamanate sa shi he ken ha ana apoma. Ha laha and she ike. They said you are actually healing. You're healing it. I feel like it's past life related even. I would hold a divine guidance council meeting on it and ask what happened in your past life that you need to heal regarding it. I do have instructions on a video. I believe it's called How to Hold a Divine Guidance Council Meeting. The admins aren't on here, so they're not going to be able to give you a link. You can find it. Just put in Divine Guidance Council and it should come up with my name, Amy Satori, Divine Guidance Council, and it should pop up. Okay. Yeah, it's not what you think it is. And, yeah, it feels more past life related. Okay, so TC. When is the right time for me to divorce my husband and team up with my soulmate? Oh, Lord. Is that obviously it would have to be next year, right? Feels like there's going to be an opportunity August of next year. Something shifts, I think, for your soulmate or something. Or is it soulmate? Have you watched my different types of true love to determine, all the different types of true loves? Yeah. Yeah, something's going to shift for him, and then it's going to make it easier for you guys to be together. You guys might be on that. You and your husband might be on the outs before you and your soulmate come together, or, the person you're referring to as a soulmate. You usually wouldn't leave a husband for a soulmate. So that's why I question your terminology. A soulmate is somebody who's really easy and comfortable, like a best friend. And there's like no conflict. There's usually not a separation involved. Usually you're both available and ready for a relationship. A twin flame is what you might be talking about. A twin flame or a soul flame even. So yeah, because that's really passionate and that would drive you away from someone else, unless your husband like is a, really abusive or mean person. Then I could totally see why you would leave for a soulmate. So not that it matters. It sounds like you're wanting to make a healthy change no matter what. So yeah, it feels like August is when you would, but I do feel like for a couple months prior, you will be, you'll probably be on the outs with your husband and or have left him or something like that. But I don't think you're going to come together with your soulmate until like August. Okay. Okay, DW. My husband is struggling so bad right now and has for several months. He's depressed. He has worked at his job for 30 years and can't afford to quit. Doesn't want to go somewhere new, but is miserable where he is. He's not sleeping well, and he's waking up at 2 a.m. every night and can't go back to sleep. I send him to work every day with a black obsidian, but I'm not sure it's helping anymore. Although he never goes to work without it. I'm so worried about him. He's holding on every day, just hoping the RV humanitarian group we're in pays out, or the public RV happens soon so he can quit working and retire. He's 53 years old. He's been let down time and time again. I'm afraid he's lost all hope. Okay, he's a little closed-minded as far as the spiritual stuff goes. Doesn't understand ascension, but has come a long way as far as his understanding the deep state stuff. And I really hope we can go into the 5D. He can go into the 5D with me. What's going on with him? And can you please do a healing for him, even if he doesn't watch your video? I haven't seen him this miserable in the 29 years we've been together, and I just love him so much. Okay. Will he allow me to do a healing for him? Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay. Amana tainsa se shihi ela henkains. Shepem pumaha ama anatahin. It's kind of like his free will is demonstrating through his actions or lack of actions that he's actually choosing to stay miserable and is not choosing happiness. So it's kind of like he's told the universe, no, I don't want happiness. Because for the money or for the security or whatever, I am choosing to stay in misery. So it's like he's making his choice. So he needs to make some choices to make himself happy somehow. It's like the universe, it feels like they're not going to just gift him all this, although it is going. I watch my Great Awakening video because I talk about it maybe paying off, like, I don't know, December. So December, January for some people, I guess. It's going to pay off. So I don't know what he's so depressed about, because it's coming. I know it keeps getting pushed off, but it's everybody I know is predicting it, seeing it, and it's all over in the cards. So yeah, he's got to do something on his own though to bring this through. He's got to stop holding back and being in a lack mentality. He does have a gift from God coming. I mean, it's a big old juicy coin. And I just said the class action lawsuits are juicy. Yeah, total clarity, Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. And the Hermit, though, he's got to see himself worthy. He's got to change his attitude, and that's all that's got to change, because he's got this money coming in, but he's pushing it away energetically by having the attitude he's having. He's got to do something, make some kind of decision to be full of joy without that money coming through. Money is not going to make him happy. Money is not his God. That's what he has to change his attitude about. He's just got to choose joy, choose love, choose loving himself. He's not doing any of that. He's not choosing loving himself. He's not choosing joy, and he's just, the universe has a way of not rewarding you when you're not making the right choices. You know what I mean? So you got to work on his attitude. You can do that through affirmations. Thank you, God, so much that my husband's changed his tone. Thank you, God, so much that my husband finally wants to be happy, that he's striving to be happy, that he's taking on a new hobby or interest or something that's getting him so excited. Thank you, God, so much that he's changing his work, that he's left his work so that she can be really happy. Thank you, God, so much that some kind of incredible opportunity has come to him that makes him so excited and has lit up his passion again. Thank you, God, so much that he understands the law of attraction now, and he understands the vibration he puts out is what's attracting or what's coming in the future. Thank you, God, so much that my husband has overcome a lack mentality, and now he's striving for good times up ahead. And get him daydreaming about what's he going to do with all that money when he gets that humanitarian project. Have him start daydreaming. I mean, that's some great energy he could be putting toward what he wants to do with it. What's he just going to take the money and sit on it? I mean, he must have some kind of a vision for what he wants to do with that money. Whatever that is, hopefully he's passionate about it and not just going to take the money and just, like I said, just sit there. So if he has something that he's excited about, like get him talking about that and daydreaming about, talk about it all the time, build the business model, get together. Everybody that's in that group needs to get together and start talking about, okay, here's what's going to happen first. And then this is going to roll out. And then we're going to build this building. And then we're going to all move here. And then we're going to, start really talking a lot about it and making it more and more real in doing so. That should be getting him all excited and lit up, just he needs to keep his energy toward positivity in any way that he can. So whatever you can talk to him about, it needs to be geared toward something that gives him hope and vision. And, and if he's drinking, even antidepressants, like he's got to be doing something to reprogram the way that he's thinking. His thinking is what's getting him down. He's not validating his own feelings. I mean, maybe give him Matt Kahn's video, Respecting the Shadow. That's a really good one. And it's funny too. You could show him my exercise. Thank you, God, for my misery. That would be really helpful too. So basically, he's just not believing in that anything can get better. And he's also not validating his feelings. He's really critical of himself being depressed. So he needs to validate himself. I mean, even if he just places his hand on his heart and says, I love you 100 times without counting, or just thank you. Just either of those two things, as simple as they are, could make a profound effect on his energy and start opening some things up energetically for you guys to have that come through for you guys. Okay. FT. Hi, beautiful Amy. Once during meditation, a beautiful woman with long blonde hair wearing a uniform came to me, hugged me, and told me she is my half-sister. They have been waiting for me so long and are very proud of me. I'd like to know if she is truly my galactic family or AI manipulation. If yes, how can I connect to her and the rest of my galactic family? Now, usually if it's negative AI, if it's negative AI, it's going to make you feel bad about yourself. So it wouldn't be negative AI. Negative AI is your ego, basically. It puts doubt in your mind. It makes you feel disempowered. It makes you afraid. So if you're not feeling afraid or disempowered at all, then it's not AI. Okay. Come on, Natalie. Yeah, that is your sister. Hama ashin sa si inke ay amo on. Okay, so it feels like you've gone to another level, like spiritually, like you're leveling up and you're at a vibrational level now that your sister can reach you. So I would hold a divine guidance council meeting, which I said earlier in this video how to do that. But just basically look up Amy Satori and put in divine guidance council and it should come up. And I would just talk to all your galactic family. You could have a diary just for doing those sessions, the council meetings. Yeah, you could just talk to her and just ask her what she's thinking, what she's feeling, like why she contacted you. Yeah. Wow. So her message to you was the best is yet to come. So go forward fearlessly and full of hope. You won't be sorry. It's time to assert yourself powerfully and embrace your full potential. You are guaranteed a positive outcome. Holy cow. That's awesome. All right. AD. Thank you, Amy, for all the blessings you've done to protect divine couples. I would like a mini medbed treatment for my DM and I would like a 5D message from him on how he is feeling toward me and if he purchased a house for us. Thank you, Amy and the Arcturians, sending love and light. Okay, so the mini medbed treatment and a message from him as to how he's feeling. Now he's got some issues with his feminine side, being bossed around, being pushed around by women. Women know best. It was like he grew up being told women know best. Wow, what a way to control, you know? That's really sad. What he's feeling like is pressure. What he's feeling is that I'm seeing like you standing there with your hands on your hips, like, hurry up. Like, what are you doing? And so he's feeling, hang on. Yeah, he's feeling all kinds of pressure because he's getting pushed and pressured by another feminine energy. Is it a karmic? I feel like it is a karmic. Or somebody who's karmically tied to him. Is it a romantic relationship? May not be. It may not be, but somebody who's bossing him around nonetheless. And they're telling him to break free. They said break free from any contracts of any sort. And the only contract that he should be adhering to is himself and his happiness and his authenticity. I just saw the word money, and they said let go of money. Like let go. They showed like a raccoon reaching into a jar full of money. And, you know, a raccoon will die. Some raccoons, the dumb ones, they hold on to the money and they won't take their fist out of the jar. So they end up starving because they'll never let go. They said, don't be that way. You know, let go of money and know that when you choose love, they just said virtue, when you choose to believe that God or spirit will have your back and support you when you make the right decision, then it's all going to come into you. You know, you're going to have what you wanted to have otherwise, and then some. But you have to make the right moral decision. You can't rely on money to give you safety or security of any sort, because it'll fail you every time. You can't put your faith on money. That's putting faith in the evil ones, the devil. Now my view on devil, that's very loosely termed. The devil to me is that negative AI, the ego. So you have to learn to listen to that voice of inspiration. What inspires you, and then go do that, and then you're going to have your fortune. Okay. But you have to go outside your comfort zone and push against people who are trying to bully you and push you around. And you need to go with what your heart is pulling you to, what you feel excited and what warms your heart to go towards. When you make that decision, everything else will start rolling out the way that it's supposed to. Otherwise, you'll just get kinks in your spokes all along the way, and you'll end up having regret for signing certain contracts or putting things off, or, it always leads to regret when you just only choose materialism. You have to, the divine masculines have to rely on spirit. They have to have more belief and confidence in God having their back. Now, God to me is a group of deities. It's your oneness with all that is. So they have to choose that. They have to choose nature, basically our natural organic selves, and how we are all connected with source. Otherwise, if they just cling to a twig, which is what money is, they cling to the twig, and the branch is going to break and they'll float down the river. So, they said he's clinging to the wrong things. He's clinging to the wrong things. So is he going to purchase a house? Has he purchased a house for you? Has he purchased a house for her? I actually get a yes, or that it's in the process. Let me see what a card says. The Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Emperor. So he's doing it to heal you, and he's trying to get up his self-worth to go on this new adventure, overcoming something, probably what we were just talking about. But yeah, it's I think it's in the works. Yeah, I think it's in the works. So, all right. A blessing and a tip. Okay. Hama natain sasihi shina haiken. Apo ma'ana aka sasihi. So, thank you, God, for providing her with childcare. Thank you, God, for providing her with the emotional support that she needs at this time. Thank you, God, so much for having the children work really well with her and listen to her. Thank you, God, so much that her life is just completely turned around for the better, and that she's starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, God, so much that the pain that she's been having is lifted off her. Thank you so much for blessing her life so tremendously and beautifully and miraculously. She's crying happy tears. Thank you, God, so much for helping her get to Florida. Thank you, God, for helping her dreams come true. Thank you, God, for helping her align with someone she truly loves deeply, who loves her right back and chooses her as his priority. Hi. All right. Okay, so DR. Hi, Amy and Kitties. Please do a light language blessing for my divine masculine. DM means divine masculine, by the way. What's currently going on with him? No word for him still. It's been 11 days. Okay, now I know some of you are like, 11 days. It's been months or years for me. In her situation, he said that he's coming. So, and he hasn't arrived. So you can understand why she's like kind of stressing after, 11 days. Like, what are you doing? So we're going to look at some masculine cards. Notes from your beloved ghost are what the cards are called. They're on my website. You've done nothing wrong. I'm just figuring things out. I love you. I want you. I'm coming for you. Please be just a bit more patient with me and I'll make this up to you later. Okay. I'm afraid you're seeing someone else. I don't want to reach out and get rejected. That's interesting. I plan to call or visit within a matter of weeks if all goes as planned. I'm having to do a lot to get ready and I don't want you to see me coming. Please just be happy and know I'm on my way. I'm afraid to let you down once you get to know me. I don't want to disappoint you, so I'm avoiding you. I've overcome this. I have to overcome this to see myself the way you see me before coming forward. You haven't heard from me because I've been on vacation or taking a break from everyone and everything to feel refreshed and renewed for a new and strong start with you. I'm sorry, I will make this right by you. I love you. Despite how anything appears, I love you and I'm faithful to you. You happen to hold my heart. I'm making plans for us behind the scenes and I don't want you to know about it yet. Sounds like he's trying to surprise you. I'm setting us up for a bright, stable future and I want to impress you next time we talk. I miss you so much, my heart aches and I cry too. I just can't yet until things are cleared up. Know that I think of you all the time and I want you in my life as soon as possible. Okay. I can feel you in the energetic realm. When you pray for me and talk to me telepathically, it's really helping me. Please keep it up. It's giving me faith. Also, he wants to make sure that you respect him when he comes forward and you don't treat him like a child. I doubt you would do that anyway. They just said he's coming. So just keep holding the space and having faith. That's really all you can do. Okay. All right. I already did that one. Okay. So I guess we'll do a general blessing. So if you guys just want to drop your shoulders, relax, think about something you'd like some help with. And as long as it is for the highest good of everybody involved and it is honoring the free will of everybody involved, then it will amplify the energy for you. So I got to think of what I want to wish for too. All right. Hi mahoma na te kain sa se la hele him pum pum mo na eke na Shinche he la kain sa se shi eat san se la pomom on ha shinche ke. I thought I would just give you guys a quick update too. I talked to someone in Australia and she said that they are questioning whether to keep their, I forget the titles of these things, but the prime minister, like they're thinking of getting rid of the prime minister. Thank you, God. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I totally feel the tipping over. I feel the relief on the other side of this already. I already feel like it's the momentum of the cleanup job is what I feel. It's like it's already the main bad characters have been taken out of the play. There may be the little guys running around trying to wreak havoc and do whatever they can, but ultimately I feel like it's over. It's completely over. It's just a matter of like there's a massive cleanup job going. Watch my Great Awakening video that I just made like yesterday, I think. If you want more details on this, but it just feels like there's a lot happening underneath the scenes that's going to be there to support us as it rises up. So this is all getting built at the same time as all this the drama, the horror film, like all this scary stuff that's happening on the surface is very surfacey. They're not going to be able to follow through on any of it. And then all of this wonderful supportive stuff is coming up underneath. So yeah. And stay tuned for a video I'm going to be doing with Michelle Fielding soon that's examining something that's getting to the bottom of some of this craziness and some of this madness. So, okay, guys, enjoy your Monday. Sorry I wasn't able to go live. If you want to submit some questions for Thursday, make sure that you send it to my new PayPal link, which is www.paypal.me/awakeningwithamy. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.